Okay, so Aiden and Luca.
Hmm.
You know that I was high as hell on Luca, but we
Yeah.
both had this. And I brought it up to you. I said, "Hey, man, I know that we are all dead set on this kid out of Arizona because he's a gladiator looking kid."
Hmm.
But I was like, "But this kid Luca is so weirdly talented in his 3-point shooting, and he plays
The
with
way he was
Dragic.
moving.
He's
Yeah.
bigger and he's better than Dragic, and like, and you and I both agreed, I think, that we just don't trust. We've been burned. How many times do we have to touch the stove of European players before we stop reaching up and touching the stove, man? Bender, Turkaloo, how many players?
Chabarkaba or whatever the hell his
It's
name was
just
back in the day.
it's happened to us. It's happened in the NBA, but it's happened to us. We never get the Dirk Nowitzki. We never get the Porzingis. We get the Bender. So we're
Yeah.
thinking we can't pass up the one time that the NBA accidentally gave us the first pick because they wanted to give it to Cleveland.
Hmm.
We're thinking we've got this pick. We have to take this Shaq-looking replica.
Yep.
And that's where I landed. It was like, okay, guards are really coming out here and there. Like there's all these guards, but there's not very many 7-footers who can shoot like this, run the court, and have this high of a ceiling. So I went with Ayton as my official choice. It was a hard
Yeah.
choice.
And when I saw Ayton coming out of college, I just thought of Patrick Ewing a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
In a
So
good way or a bad way?
I mean, a good way. I mean, Ewing had that mid range going on. His body kind of looked like him. So anyway, I don't think it is on us for going eight, and I think a majority of the people went that way because he was kind of looked at as that like can't miss prospect. But
He was.
the joke's on us, right? And we just drafted Dragon Bender, so you didn't want to pull that trigger twice.
Yeah.
So regardless of that, it just happens in the NBA. Like it's like playing the lottery because how many times does the number one pick work out? Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Booker was drafted, what, 13? Was he 13?
13. 13.
Amari was drafted 10, I believe. Like, you can get stars. Like, when was Steph Curry drafted? You can get stars all over the draft. Like, it doesn't really matter where you get them. You just have to have good talent evaluators. So it is what it is. I mean, we drafted Ayton, but you know where I stand with this dude. The problem is what his biggest issue, and you can't teach this, is he's soft. I mean, you're not going to change that. Like, there's nothing we can do. You should have heard this radio interview with Deandre Ayton. It was the most unbelievable thing. He was asked about like his toughness or whatever. He's like, "Are you tough?" Or he said something along those lines. And he's like, the way he responded, he's like, "Yeah, man, I got a back tat that says domination or some bullshit on his back, right?" That's what I'm
God
about.
damn it.
I just wanted to laugh at his fucking face. I'm like, no, you're not. And you had to get that tattoo to kind of like convince yourself into that nature, but that's not your nature.
Okay,
Like, you know?
I got to put a disclaimer out there, okay? So
Hmm.
please don't think that I don't like DeAndre Ayton.
Okay.
Okay, I know you're done with him, okay? You've cut him off. I know I'm being very harsh on him, and I pretty much haven't said a positive thing about him on this
Hmm.
podcast.
Hmm.
I love DeAndre Ayton. I love what he brings to the table potentially.
Hmm.
But it's year 3 now, and I'm finally to my tipping point with DeAndre because you can't pay this man to dunk the basketball.
Nope.
And the Phoenix Suns are paying him to dunk the basketball, and he won't. It's almost like he's being stubborn and trying to prove a point that you don't have to dunk to score. He seems to just be a child still.
Hmm.
Men, we don't, what happens like when we're dating and stuff, like it seems like the younger girls get off with like not get off, but they go off with older guys because the guys are like a little bit more mature at an older age.
Hmm.
It takes guys longer to catch up, and women seem to be a little bit more mature a little bit earlier on in life. He is one of those guys, like myself, not ready to mature. Bro, at 22, I was not ready to mature. He's not even 22 yet. At 23, 24, bro, I know nothing about life. I was just going paycheck to paycheck, just hanging with my dick in the wind, bro, doing absolutely nothing. And he is one of those guys, except he has the body of a Greek god, but he's
Mm-hmm.
not ready to grow up. And he also started basketball at a late age, and that's why I keep giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, he's not even fully, in control of his talent yet. He hasn't even reached his ceiling. He'll start dunking. He won't start dunking.
Nope.
This man will not dunk the ball. You pass it to him, there's two people around him. All you have to do is jump a little bit, bro, and just try to hurt their hands on the rim. Try to
Mm-hmm.
make their fingers get mashed up on the rim when you dunk, or mashed up on your wrist. And then
Yep.
they'll stop trying. Guards will stop blocking the ball, and guards will stop trying to steal it from you, because they know if they come in there, they're going to get hurt because you're huge, but you don't act huge. It's one
Yeah.
thing for him. It's one thing for him to sit there and hit his little catch the ball, turn, and pull real quick and hit that little 12, 15 footer. I like that. That's good. Amari did that. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the paint, act like you're not scared of everything, man. Like we're done with that. That's why we got rid of Bender. We can't be having that from our first overall.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would compare him to is Bender, and that's a bad comparison. Timid.
Terrible. The last
Uh,
thing you want.
so it's like, like alpha males on the court. Obviously, you play basketball.
Giant beta. He's a beta.
He's a beta male by definition. Like, this dude, he doesn't like
in an
he
alpha's
doesn't
body.
alpha body, beta, just beta male,
Brain.
just vibrates that shit on the court. Like,
Damn, you're right, bro.
so like, even if it's just like, I could tell, like, if you're an alpha on the court, you know it, and it's just like, this guy just does not have that feel. So like, even if he's calling for the ball, a lot of the times as players, like, if you're his teammate and you see this dude just go soft to the rim, like 9 times out of 10, like, his positioning or what he does this like lame ass, he catches into the post, he can get bitched around by people that are smaller than him, and then he does this lame ass fadeaway or post move. 9 times out of 10 he misses the shot, doesn't go strong to the rim. If he's doing pick and roll with CP3, one of the best point guards that ever existed, he can't cut to the rim to save his life. Even if he did, people aren't scared of him tearing the rim down. That's like with Amari. Amari came in and he was dunking over everybody, making highlight reels over everybody. So when he developed that jumper after he got injured, it was like, well, do you guard him here? Because
It shot him through the stratosphere, man. He became special.
Yeah, so he had multiple facets to his game. Now with Ayton, he's not smart. His IQ is very low. That's why he gets into foul trouble. And it's just like, dude, there's some people that don't have the talent, but like I said to you, if I had this dude's body, I would be blowing people up at the rim, just tearing shit down. I'd be breaking my own hands on the rim, trying to like smash on people. You know what I'm saying? So
My ego wouldn't allow me. My ego wouldn't allow me to do anything less. I'd have to just be trying to embarrass and hurt people.
Yeah. So that's just the alpha mentality. But this dude, he's just like, meh. Like when he talks and does interview, meh. I mean, he's just easygoing.
He's a big kid, bro. He's just a big kid. Booker, you can tell when you hear Booker talk and the way that he conducts himself. He's a man. He's a young man, but he's a man. He's got that man.
He's got that Mamba mentality. He wants to win, like has passion. Like
Ayton's got that Kwame Brown mentality.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. Like, do I want him to be better? Do I want him to improve and all the stuff that you're saying? Yeah, but like I've seen this before. I've seen this shit with like the Dragon Benders and the fucking Marquise Chris's and this and that. Like all the potential in the world.
Please
that's why you're drafted.
Compare him to Marquise Chris.
It's on a high. Like he's obviously not going to get bounced out of the NBA. Like Marquise Chris is playing. I think Dragon Benders in Europe. like he's gonna have an NBA career, but like, is he gonna live up to his expectations? I don't think there's a chance in hell. There's not a fucking rat's chance in hell he makes an all-star game, honestly. Like I don't see it. I could be wrong, but I think he's gonna be a dude that, you know, pulls down, I don't know, 15 and 10 a night, and he's solid with that, and he's okay with that, and he stays in the NBA, plays, you know, 10 something years, and he just goes on with his life. He's like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't see him.
I made a lot of money, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah. He's playing NBA 2K on Twitch and shit, and like he already got paid, and he's kind of just this happy-go-lucky guy. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see him like being mad that he didn't, you know, reach his potential, like he's getting paid or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So,
no urgency. You don't see any
no,
urgency. You know, you don't see him getting upset when he misses shots. You
no,
know,
no.
and he makes a
So
lot of shots, man. He's not hapless. It's not like he's actually Dragan Bender who's missing everything he puts up.
no.
He puts stuff up and he flings things in around the rim and he's got good touch and this and that. It's just obviously so not what he's capable of so much more.
He'll be a role player, and that's what he is. It is what it is. I mean, can he help the Suns get to where they need to be? I think he can. I mean, I think he's a decent starting center in the league. I don't think he'll be a dominant center ever. I think he'll have his nights, kind of like everybody has their nights sometimes, where he goes off for 30 and 20 or some shit. But like that being a norm where he goes 25.
That's a
like
big
average,
problem, bro.
you know?
That's a big problem. It's not okay. It's not okay because
he's part of the plan, right?
He was supposed to be reaching his potential without Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
With Chris Paul, he's backsliding. And I know it's only been a couple of games. And I do expect that probably the next game, he's going to go off, man. He's just going to get easy looks around the rim. He's going to get a ton of offensive rebounds and little tip-ins and little putbacks.
Mm-hmm.
His jumper will be hitting. He'll get a fast break where he does a nice dunk and he drives it from the three-point line. Some stuff like that. He might slap a three here or there. But when in the nitty-gritty, when it's like, hey, man, we need a bucket and we're going to you because you're bigger than everybody, and they dump it down into him, he's not going to be tough, man. He's just going to get pushed around by Jokic. We think Jokic is going to do to him just like he did to him in the bubble. Yep. You know? If he's not in foul trouble and can't play, he's getting pushed off of his spots. I'm only this hard on DA because he has such a high ceiling. Man, I want this kid.
I know.
I think he could be one of the best big men ever, and I really believe that, man.
I hope. I mean, can we agree if he doesn't do it this year, he's probably not going to do it? I mean, how long did Dragic take? How many years?
His first 2 years, I remember, man, we were very hard on him. We had zero expectations. We were calling him soft.
Okay.
You know, we were definitely calling him soft after 2 years. So I agree. This is his prove it year.
I mean, 3 years. He would be a senior in college if he stayed there, to give you perspective, you know. So, because he did a year in college. This is his third year in the NBA, so 4 years. It would have been senior, right? So,
yeah.
I think that it's make or break. I want him to be good. I want him to be consistent. I think last year was pretty good for him, right? I think he averaged 20 and 10 or something like that.
It was about like 19 and 11, 18 and 11, somewhere.
Still, that's pretty good. All right. So
how about we start with him not digressing? Yeah, let's not regress further than that. Let's not start backsliding,
because he's not there right now, right? He had like what, I can pull up the stats, but he had 15 boards tonight and some bullshit like 9 points.
He had 11. I'm pretty sure he had 11 points.
11
real quick. Yeah.
And then the game before that was even worse because he was in foul trouble the whole night, right? What did he do in the first game? Nothing remarkable.
First game, he was completely absent, man. I mean, he didn't do anything in the first game. Was it the second game that he got in crazy foul trouble?
Yes, he got 3 fouls within, I think it was 3 consecutive plays, he got 3 fouls. So it's crazy.
So he had 2 fouls on the whole night tonight. Maybe he was just maybe he was just being way less aggressive to not foul out. But yeah,
Which
he had
is
11 points and 15 rebounds. I don't want to see that 11 points, bro. I'm not interested in him scoring 11. He needs to be
15.
at 17 or above.
Yeah.
17 or above. He should be rolling out of bed, getting 17 points, man. He's too big and he's too talented for anything less.
The thing is like, we're talking about that alpha nature. I see that in Mikal Bridges. I see that, like, confidence. This dude, like, I texted you. I said, this guy does not give a fuck anymore, dude. This guy will pull the trigger. Like, he was just, I was like, where's Devin Booker, dude? Like, this dude's pulling like he's Devin Booker over here. And
Yeah.
Cam Johnson has more confidence. Everybody, like, Deandre Ayton looks like a little kid, like a lost. He just looks lost on the court. That's all I could think about when he gets the ball, dude. Like, what the what am I supposed to do, coach? Like a little kid. Like, it's just crazy, man.
You know what he looks like to me, man, is like I said, a kid in a big body, but like a kid that's at a camp, with these stars. Like, he's at Devin Booker's camp, and he's just like, oh, yeah, I'm just a young kid. Just playing around. Oh, you guys think I'm good enough to play? Sure, I'll play. Oh, whoops, I didn't dunk because there was a 6'3" guy next to me and I got nervous. No, dude, you're the first pick in the draft. It's dunking time. It's ripping rims off time. And with Bender, you didn't get mad at him because it's like, well, he's super white. Like, he's probably not. Like, Deandre Ayton should be ripping. Deandre Ayton can hop, bro. And he doesn't even need to hop with his height. Doesn't even need to.